in a relationship,
Yes.
when you're with a, in a relationship,
Yes.
is there a special formula or a secret formula that you know whether to call it quits or keep it going?
First of all, there are no limits. That means that you're always in a relationship. Now we'll just take with a particular person. You are always in a relationship with a particular person. It's just a question of what is the nature of that relationship. Okay? So when you say calling it quits, that would imply that you're saying stop continuing the relationship in the same way that it has been. So that means redefining the relationship. Okay? Deciding what part you want to play, what part you want the other person to play. But calling it quits also implies that you have an end or a goal in mind or a particular type of behavior that you want the other person to comply with so that the relationship is satisfactory from your point of view.
Yes.
And so you're really talking about continually trying to make that happen. That's not a good basis for a relationship to begin with.
No.
Right. To love is to be happy with. And using this idea that to love comes from the word aloha. Okay? To use this idea that to love is to be happy with, then, it means recognizing who this person is, how they are, and liking them for who they are and what they are. And sometimes realizing that they just might not be interested in being different, or they may not have received the sufficient motivation to be different. You got to decide. Sometimes a lot of attention, a lot of energy, perhaps changing yourself could change the relationship. But you have the right to decide how much of that you want to do. Okay? There are people we meet that we get along beautifully. But I don't know anyone in all my many long years of existence, and not limited to this one, where a relationship has been on a high, constantly, continually, perfectly matched. Okay? Not even within ourselves does that happen. Okay? So, part of it is tolerance. That has to be being happy with a person for who they are and what they are and deciding whether that's good. And part of it has to do with what kind of relationship you're looking for. And so you don't have to, choice is always yours, but you don't have to stop, totally cut off and block this relationship over here because it's not just what you want. But you can decide to let that one be what it is. Let yourselves drift apart if that's what happens, or let it be a continuing friendship, and be open to a different kind of relationship with someone else. The universe, from the Huna point of view, is infinite. Infinite. In an infinite universe, there's an infinite number of possibilities of relationships. The limitation is not what's available. The limitation is you. Because again, all power comes from within. So the limitation is only what you allow yourself to be open to. Or how you allow yourself to change some of your likes and dislikes. Remember, that's always free will, but you can do that. You can do it. Your ideas of what's important and not important. Your insistence on a particular type of behavior, or your decision that overall that's not important, or overall it is important. Okay? But that infinite availability is open to your infinite ability to adapt. And there's no right way to do that. The right way is the way you choose that is best for you according to your ideals, your ethics, what you feel is right and good, your pono. Okay? Now, that may not sound like a clear-cut answer, but the point is that the formula is to love is to be happy with. Okay? And if you are happier being more distant, then that's a choice. Okay? If you're happier making changes, then that's a choice. And it has to do with the other person's happiness too. You've got to include that. Okay? And you know that by their response. You can't see into their mind. You can only perceive their behavior. Okay? The point is, it's always up to you.